Oh, goodness. This week we headed up to Gainesville with the University of Florida, and we're fishing with the Salty Gators Fishing Club. I was a little apprehensive coming up to the University of Florida. I've never really been a part of the big college scene. It was a game day weekend, which it means that this place becomes insane. They're crazy about their football, and I'm crazy about fishing. The guys from the club are crazy about fishing, so I knew it was going to be a good weekend. I'm an old man up here at a young man's game, but I'm really looking forward to it. DJ and Kaylee from the club have so graciously welcomed me up here. We're gonna head over to the West Coast this weekend and look for a variety of inshore and offshore species. Morning, guys.
Morning.
How's it going? You ready?
Ready. Let's do
Let's do it. Hop on. All right, we're pulling out of Steenhatchee Marina. DJ, Kaylee, members of the University of Florida Salty Gators Fishing Club. I've heard about this club. I've been following it on Instagram. You guys are super active. You got a lot of stuff going on. You're actually the president of the club. What do we got going on today? What are we gonna be doing?
So heading offshore, starting off on some reefs, trying to pick up some cobia, sea bass, see what we can do depending on weather. Might need to come back in, try some inshore stuff. I've fished out of Steenhatchee quite a bit, but I mean, this is her stomping grounds right here.
Kaylee's background, your parents own Steenhatchee Marina where we went at it. What a cool place that is. I mean, it has pretty much everything you need right there. And what a neat place. So this is your background. This is where you spend all your time?
Oh yeah, definitely. This is home here. Know these waters like the back of my hand. Yeah.
All right, so I'm excited to get out here. I've never been to this area before. It's absolutely beautiful. I mean, these Spartina marshes, limestone bottom, real conducive for holding a lot of redfish, grouper, right? Deeper out.
Oh yeah.
Cobia, all kinds of stuff. So let's just get out there and see what today has to offer.
All right.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
Talking with DJ, I can tell this is an organized guy. He's president of this fishing club and he has everything lined up for the whole entire weekend for us.
During my undergrad, I couldn't believe that UF didn't have a club dedicated to saltwater fishing. I wanted to create an environment where people who share a common passion for being on the water could get together. UF's a big school, so it's nice to get together with people who share your interests, and it just makes the place feel a little bit smaller. It's a great way to promote education and learn. We have a lot of guys and girls who are very experienced, but there's always something to learn. Even if you specialize in a particular area of saltwater fishing, diving, whatever, there's always more to learn, and there's different areas that you may not be familiar with.
Kaylee's one of the newer members of the club, but it shows you the diversity of this club.
I had quite a few family members who've gone to the University of Florida. I actually was considering between FSU and UF, and Salty Gators made a big difference in me coming to the University of Florida. It's always been right there in the back of my mind that I knew I wanted to stay close, the hour away from fishing, when not only from Steenhatchee but from a lot of coasts. It was a big sway towards going there.
All right, our original plan was to run 30 miles offshore, right? But the wind is not having it.
No.
So blowing east, northeast at 20 probably right now. We're gonna stop in on some numbers, several miles off the beach. What do you think we're gonna get here? What are we looking for?
Hoping to get in some cobia, maybe some sea bass, stuff like that.
All right, well, I'll hold us here in place because it is so windy, we won't even be able to sit here. You guys go ahead and drop down, let's see what's here.
All righty.
Got one. A little better fish. "20 feet of water." Just dropped the cigar minnow down. A little cobia.
There we go.
That's what we look for. Look at that. Not quite a keeper, but fun all the same. These guys are so much fun. Oh, you don't have to go that far out here.
On light tackle. Gotta love it. Wow, that's a big net you got there.
That's a cool fish.
Nice.
There it is. Not quite a keeper. 33 inches to the fork over here too, right?
That's right.
So we're gonna let this guy go. Circle hook, that trocar got him right in the corner of the mouth. All right, let's let this little guy go. Get him next year. Such cool fish.
Real-Time Florida Sportsman is brought to you by Penn. Let the battle begin.
Weather is always a factor when you're heading offshore. Talking to Kaylee, the forecast was for the winds to pick up. Initially, she wanted to run 30 miles offshore, but it just was not going to happen. Winds were called for 15 to 20 out of the east, northeast. She had, a change in plans. She said, listen, we can head to some of the inshore numbers, some closer areas that are like 6-7 miles offshore, and hopefully look for some cobia or grouper. Got him?
Yeah, I think it feels like, I don't know what this is actually.
Looks like a cove. Yep,
Yep.
nice little cove. Good job. Oh, I got one too. Oh, I had one.
I'll field it.
Ooh, he said no thank you.
There you go, a little better fish.
Yeah, that'll work.
George, you gonna land him by hand?
Yeah, I'll just grab maybe, if I can. It'll look cooler.
Ooh.
Get him, girl.
He said no thanks. He's not going down without a fight.
So you were saying this is kind of really not even the time of the year that you typically see these.
No, it's really interesting for them to be still out here. They like the summertime and the spring.
Yeah, we still have 80-degree water temperatures. It's been very mild. We're sitting out here in the middle of October. But they're around today. I'm getting some bites. I had a big one on, lost it. Smaller one, now this one. One more crank down to him. Open your bail for me. Yeah, that trocar just finds the corner of the mouth there. Little guy. He's got some growing to do. Fun to catch all the same though. Yeah, you got him? I'll get out of the way. Good job, girl.
Ooh. George, yours just got slammed.
So Salty Gators, our goal is to join all together anglers from different types of fishing, and by doing so we have a wide variety of girls and guys both in the club, and we want to continue and grow that and be diverse in all kinds of types of fishing and people.
A lot of guys think fishing is a guy's sport, and it's really not. We call ourselves sportsmen and women. We make a point to emphasize that. The girls in our club are a huge part. There's quite a few girls who could outfish me, honestly. I mean, look at Kaylee. She's pretty skilled, knows what she's doing. So it's so cool to have girls like that in the club to make a name for women in the sport.
Something hit it on the way up. Yep.
Wow.
This girl's killing it.
Jeez.
You want to get that one for her?
He hit it on the way up too. I think they're in that
probably.
mid-section right now. Oh, dude. Not that big. It's about the same size.
I love when they jump.
Oh, George.
Small one or a good size?
It's bigger, yeah.
Yeah, when I hit him.
Yeah.
Oh, there he is. There you go. DJ, that's your rod.
The key is to not touch it then.
He's gonna
They can
swim
be a
away.
handful when you get them in the boat, can't they?
Especially when you get multiple.
Oh, I got one on back here.
Speaking of which,
It's like non-stop. Cobia everywhere, Spanish mackerel. This is nuts.
Oh my gosh.
Get him, girl. Reel down. One more, give me one more reel.
coming your way.
Oh, that's a little better one.
Yeah.
Bail open. All right, there we go, man. Doubled up. We've caught plenty of these. Inshore numbers, not that far offshore. It's blowing so hard. Our plan originally was to run 30 miles offshore. What do you say we get inside, see what it has to offer as well? Some
Yep.
trout and some redfish,
Sounds good.
maybe? Plenty of these little guys. Let's let those go.
Oh yeah.
All right.
We had caught plenty of cobia. The action was nonstop. And Kaylee had something else in store for us. She wanted us to experience the Inshore Fishery in Steinhatchee. And it's a stark contrast from where we were. It was blowing 15 to 20, but the great thing about this is as we headed inshore, the calmer it got. It's blowing offshore. We got up in these small creeks, and this is the type of fishing that I love. These Spartina marshed flowways and hard bottom and oyster beds. These are the areas that hold these snook, trout, and redfish that Kaylee was telling me about.
Real-Time Florida Sportsman is brought to you by Ray Marine. Don't just go fishing, go hunting underwater.
This town becomes insane on game day. We went downtown, right by the stadium. There's masses of people. You can't even get cell service. There's so many people in this location. Every restaurant, every bar is packed full of people. Everybody's wearing the same exact colors. The pregame is probably more important to most of these people than the game itself. They come into town a day ahead of time. They set up their tailgates. There's parties going on. These people start probably 8, 9, 10 o'clock in the morning. I can't even imagine doing the partying that these guys are doing. There's festivities in the street, there's bands playing, people running around. This is definitely a good time. The University of Florida campus is huge, and the amount of people and the diversity of people walking around, statues of gators and everything's colored, blue and orange, and it's neat to be a part of it, especially on a game day weekend.
So it's my first year at the University of Florida. I actually love campus. It's a little spread out, not used to walking this much, getting in shape, to be able to do things. It's really cool, it's beautiful. It has a lot of nature, which makes you feel more comfortable being on campus and not too far away from home.
You see how you do get energized, and even if you're not a fan of University of Florida or the Gators, you kind of get wrapped up in it, just being around the campus.
Go Gators! Come on, Gators!
There he is. That's him.
There you go, Cap.
A little red, I think. I got him in the weeds now. Is that a trout? Oh, red. Oh, no.
Oh, no, it's a trout.
Good trout.
There you go.
That's a nice trout.
Yeah, that's a really nice trout. How cool is that? Offshore, catching cobia and just running in here in these marshes. Throw a little gulp out there and catch a trout. So this is a popular fish over here, right? A lot of people fish for these?
Oh yeah. Yep, reds and trout. We're a little bit too far north for snook, but a lot of reds and trout around here.
Look at that yellowmouth. $15 to 20 inches like the East Coast?
That's right. 5 per person.
Nice looking fish. Nice.
Yeah, that's a nice one. It's a upper slot.
So as a club, you guys come over here, make a lot of trips over to this side, the Steinhatchee. This is one of the...
They do, yeah. I'd say this is the northernmost boundary of the region that we, consider our backyard. It stretches from here all the way down to like Homosassa. Reason being, all those areas are within about hour-and-a-half drive from Gainesville.
What usually happens is these guys have a love for salt water. Some of the guys freshwater fish, but most of the guys love the salt water. And one of the closest places for them to go is Steinhatchee. So most weekends are spent, making the hour-and-a-half drive over to the West Coast and fishing the Steinhatchee area. I've never been to Steinhatchee before. Getting there, it's beautiful. Really well known for its trout, redfish, and even snook this far up. Offshore, grouper, cobia, snapper. This area has a lot to offer.
It's like a trout.
Yeah, skipping right on top. Ooh, double.
They're
Gotta
thick
love
in that
it.
hole. I got a snook.
No way.
Yeah,
okay.
caught a slam.
That completes the slam.
We've been getting them this weekend.
Huh?
This past
My
week.
micro slam. Snook,
That's awesome.
trout, and red in the same hole here. And some cobia offshore.
You caught a snook, son. It's awesome.
Look at that, all the way up here in Steenhatchee, little small snook. That's a good sign. Look at these little sea lice that are all over him now. That's pretty crazy. Little baby male. Well, there's little ones, there's big ones. Must be some natural springs back in here that hold some mild water temperatures in the wintertime and let them survive because they do not do well in the cold this far north. Look at this.
Nice little variety right there.
Same hole.
So the club is very big in conservation and community service, particularly focused on coastal communities. We like to focus on the nature coast because that's our backyard, what many consider our backyard. So if you're going to fish those waters, I think it's responsible to take care of them and allocate your time and resources to doing your part to promote sustainable fisheries there.
Real-Time Florida Sportsman is brought to you by Yeti Coolers, built for the wild.
Along with the indestructible coolers that Yeti built its reputation on, they have some great new products for this year. Yeti's all about making everything outdoors easier. Whether you're barbecuing, fishing, camping, it doesn't matter. Yeti is designing the products to make your life that much better. Some of the products that I'm using now, this is the new Camino Bag. This is a great bag to have on the boat. The perfect thing about this is you can throw your towels in here, you can throw any supplies in here, and it has a waterproof bottom. This is perfect. Usually when you have a bag, you set it on the deck of the boat, a bit of water, you kind of ruin everything inside. Yeti's fixed that problem. Some great handles, rugged, built to last, indestructible. Another great new product is the Panga. This is a duffel bag, comes in several different sizes. Again, waterproof zipper, indestructible, great for traveling. Another great thing for this is a ditch bag. You can throw all your life-saving equipment in this, stick it in the boat, it's gonna float, God forbid something bad were to happen, and all your life-saving equipment could be in just one bag. Who would have thought you could improve the 5-gallon bucket, but Yeti has done it. I tell you what, this is no commercial. I honestly ran this one over in my driveway accidentally, and the thing is pretty much bulletproof. It's got some scratches on it now, but I tell you what, it weathered the storm. Yeti has a great organizer for their bucket, has a waterproof lid that seals, trays to keep everything in. We used this thing when we were duck hunting. I had my shells in there, was able to sit on it while I was duck hunting as well. This is a perfect bucket for any of your needs. The Hopper Flip is another great product, perfect for your lunch. They make some bigger sizes. The camera guys keep their camera gear in there, keeps it out of the weather. Waterproof as well, indestructible products. Yeti has built their reputation on designing products that are indestructible and built for the wild. Whether you're choosing a cup, a cooler, or a bag, or a bucket, Yeti fits your needs.
Got them all.
Another red, a little better one.
Yeah, so the club is working on something with the school's Nature Coast Biological Program. They have a facility out in Cedar Key that does a lot of research, fisheries research. And so we're trying to partner with them and help them out with population counts and reporting, especially with trout, they asked us to do that specifically, and reporting the number of males and females we catch.
Really?
Whenever we're out here, yeah, the location we caught it, and just kind of providing them with data, which is a pretty cool way to help them out since we're out here anyway, and support that aspect of the fisheries research.
Drumming at me. See why they get their name.
Tell you what, after reeling in all these trout, even a red that size feels.
Yeah, he can definitely distinctive fight, with these fish. Look at that, what a pretty fish. It's bouncing the bottom up here, Steenhatchee, cobia in the morning, snook trout, reds in the late morning. Doesn't even take a full day.
Football in the afternoon.
And football in the evening. Gator football. Welcome to the swamp. College kids are resourceful. They may not always have the means to get out there to those waters if they want to, but they figure something out. This is a big essence of this club. They have these kayaks available, canoes available, and these kids get out there every weekend and they find a way to get to these areas that are holding fish. They've come together and sharing knowledge and resources for a common goal. That goal is to get out on the water and to experience the best of Florida's fishery.
You know, it's cheap, we do what works, and we're able to keep up with our passion and balance that with school. And it's just so peaceful. It's a great way to escape the craziness of college.
Why is there turkey on me? You cannot destroy. You got that? No, spin. Good, piggy.